Hello, welcome to Invictus Porsche. My name is Basheer Zaheer. We've got this Porsche 911. It's the 911 991.2 Carrera 4 GTS. They are incredibly rare, and what makes it rarer is the fact that not many of these in the Carrera 4 GTS, as a matter of fact, were sold because they're the all-wheel drive. You'll find them predominantly in the Carrera GTS rather than the Carrera 4 GTS. This one of the rarest Porsche 911s in the UK from a specification point of view, because everything that you could actually throw into a 911 spec-wise, this has had all of that thrown at it. I mean, you're roughly looking at about £30,000 worth of optional spec items, and of course finished in this incredibly gorgeous carmine red color, complemented with a 20-inch third generation 911 turbo central lock alloys. But before I can actually get in talking about the spec and what it entails, something like this needs to be test driven, and just to cover the sound, performance, the handling and everything all in that makes this a very enjoyable experience when it comes to a GTS. So let's get behind the wheel. As soon as you step into the inside of the 911 GTS, with all the spec this entails, you can feel the sophistication, the craft, and the engineering that's gone into the carbon fiber, the GT steering wheel, the sports seats plus, the contrast stitching. Every aspect and element of this 911 has been thought out. And if you want something breathtaking, something that offers you the best of every world out there, ultimately, it's difficult to beat this 911. And let's actually enjoy it for what it should be by putting it into the sports mode. We'll have those naysayers that would argue to say that the 911 991 Generation 2 that are twin turbocharged don't sound as good as the naturally aspirated counterparts. But really and truly, you've got to drive one of these. Or maybe watch one of these videos that I make, because we've got phenomenal sound and feedback from the sports exhaust system. And I'm not even doing much in terms of pushing the car. This was just straight line speed. Bevel's and the character that's offered by the fact that they're turbocharged. It's a special sound, one that I must say speaks for itself. And what's beautiful from the sound that is produced is the fact that this is something that you can, you hear it now, even at 30 miles an hour, at 20 miles an hour, the burbles. Dropping it again. What are we looking at performance-wise from this 911 Carrera 4 GTS? Well, 3-litre twin turbocharged, produces 450 brake horsepower, 550 Newton meters of torque, not to 62 miles per hour possible in 3.6 seconds, which is wow, it's quick. Top speed of 191 miles per hour. Again, it's breathtakingly quick. And what makes this very enjoyable to drive is the PDCC, because the suspension is set up very differently. The PCCB, the ceramic brakes, and the rear axle steering wheel. All of it combined gives you an absolutely phenomenal ride. I mean, these are spec items that I've not even experienced in the GT3 RS that we have in stock. And ultimately, it's so freeing, and the joy and the purity and the driver focusedness that you get, and the overall quality of the ride and the drive that is offered by this 911 GTS is, for me, there is no other precedent. There isn't another 911 that I could compare all of this to. And this is why, ultimately, if money was no object, this is the 911 that I would be keeping for a very long time to come. And it's a very addictive drive as well. I mean, since we've had it in stock, we've done about 1,000 to 2,000 miles on it. And I say this slightly because these kind of cars need to be enjoyed. And we need to be able to kind of daily them, drive them, and just understand what it is that we're talking about when we're reviewing them. And on this note, my friends, I say thank you for watching this test drive part of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like, leave a feedback, leave a comment. Whatever money that we raise from our YouTube channel, all of it gets donated to a UK registered charity. So once again, thank you very much for all the love that we get given our way. The next segment of this video is of course going to be reviewing the exterior and then lastly the paperwork. What an incredible experience, and this by far, specification wise, is the best 911 we've ever had from everything that could potentially go into creating a Porsche 911 because of all the added spec items. This being the 911 Carrera 4 GTS, the fact the 4 says it all. They're rare, not many out and about in the UK. You can do a simple check on Auto Trader. Spec items wise, this has got it all, starting from some big hit ticket items such as the Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control, the PDCC with PASM. That makes the car additionally circa 20, from memory could even be 30 millimeters lower. But also, a lot of the suspension components are a lot more driver focused. We're talking about some of the major items suspension wise, how the geometry, both from like control arms, and you get a more fluid and a driver focused drive, and ultimately it just makes it a lot more purer, and additionally to some capacity it feels lighter. Additionally, what brings me to falling in love with the Carrera 4 GTS is all of the Carrera 4S's or the Carrera 4s have the LED strip that runs from both of the rear LED headlights there at the back. The GTS, as a matter of fact, has a power kit directly from factory. So these would normally be about 420 bhp, but as a matter of fact, the 3-litre twin turbocharged produces 444 brake horsepower and 550 Newton meters of torque, and the 0 to 62 in a blistering 3.6 seconds. I've already covered that in the test drive, but still, this is partly due to the fact that this is the GTS specification. The rear sports exhaust tailpipes are also blacked out as well. That's from factory. Additionally, this has got the sports exhaust, the Sports Chrono Plus package. We'll talk about the inside in a minute. But the rear wheels, of course, both the rear and the front, are the 20-inch 911 third generation turbo central lock alloys with PCCB, a very big ticket option. The PDCC, as a matter of fact, is the second most expensive optional item on this, and the PCCB being the #1 most expensive ticket item. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but it's got rear axle steering wheel. Additionally, on the GTS, you get more aggressive side skirts. You get the sport design side door mirrors, the sport design front apron. Here, you've got the LED dynamic cornering lights, also known as the PDLS headlights. They are the most expensive headlights you can get with auto beam assist as well. And it being finished in the Carmine red, I think the red with the black complements superbly well. I mean, I'm sure there are quite a few extra ticket spec items that I might have forgotten on the front. So I do want to go onto the inside. But before I do go on the inside, something that you might find a little unusual here at the front is this sort of a black box with a black eye, almost like a radar control. What that is for is the automatic cruise control settings that you can set up on. So you can just set the distance between the car in front, and that little radar control will take care of the rest. As soon as you come onto the inside, you find the contrast red stitching with the guards red seat belts. The fact that these are the Sport Seats Plus with the carbon leather interior, with the 18-way electrically adjustability with lumbar support, the GT Sport steering wheel, which is multifunctional with the Chrono Sport Plus options you can select here from this little wheel on the steering wheel. Additionally, you've got the best extended leather package interior that you could ever find in a Porsche 911, and that is the contrast stitching starting all the way from that front windscreen running all the way to the back of the vehicle, including the fact that the handrest is finished in Alcantara with the contrast guards red stitching. This also has the carbon package. You've got the 7-speed PDK transmission, which is the best it's ever been in the 991.2 GTS. The front seats are also heated. And if you're somebody that is really ultimately into music, you've got the Barmaster sound system. Ultimately, it doesn't get any more premium and high-end than the Barmaster sound system. The RPM, the dial here in the middle, which shows the revs per minute, is also finished in guards red. And you've got the guards red accents here around the fan controls as well. The climate, where you've got the cold air blowing. And as soon as a matter of fact, you walk into the 911, you've got the stainless steel guard plates, which are illuminating. This has got the ambience light package as well. And additionally, you've got the memory seats option as well as an added item, and you've got the carbon finished on the side doors as well. On the inside, you've got the 2+2 layout as well. The back is actually quite spacious on the 991 in comparison to what you would predominantly find in the previous generation, the 997 or even the 996 or even the 993s. You've got things like the Chrono Sport watch there with the PDCC button, sports exhaust button, carbon package, heated seats. You've got the Android and Apple CarPlay connectivity. So simply, plug in a USB, and this screen there will basically mirror whatever is on your iPhone screen. This is everything that I could potentially cover to you from a specification point of view. I mean, there are again spec items that I might have forgotten, but other little things and bobs that this had from factory is of course the PPF. Not sure if Porsche did that, or an independent PPF on the front bumper, on the front bonnet and the front bumper. This has had a 3-stage detail and a polish with a 1-year guarantee in terms of the ceramic coating that's been used. So hence why you see it glistening and shining the way it is. So I hope I've covered everything on this 911. If you're looking for something that is ultimately having everything you could possibly imagine from a specification point of view. And as a matter of fact, as I want to actually close this video and kind of finalize this exterior and interior optional side of things on this video, I also remembered the fact that this has front and rear parking sensors, including the fact it's got a rear camera as well for when you're parking. In terms of the paperwork side of things now, on any car like this, I think it's very critical having the right amount of paperwork for. The current owner of this Porsche 911 is in fact, a lady owner. Miss Riley, she's owned it from June 2020. And in terms of the service history, it's absolutely, top notch. Every service since new on this 911 has been done at the main dealer. And if I can just quickly show you the servicing when it's been done on this 911, as you can see in 2019, the vehicle was first registered in 2017, so it's every 2 years or 20,000 miles. Had a minor service brake fluid at 11,898 miles, and then a major service at 24,000 miles in July 2021. So the next service ideally would be due in July 2021, on the 20th of July 2023. Now, it's actually had another major service since then done, and it includes quite a lot of work. And if I can just kind of take you through the amount of work that it's done in total, it's had 2,014 pounds worth of work done, and that basically includes an inspection and the servicing items that were replaced there as well. Alongside it had a couple of other things replaced as well, such as replace the center rear lamp, replace the remote batteries. But in total, as you can see, the works amounted to 2,014 pounds. I mean, all the invoices and the paperwork is here. It's been very well maintained, very well looked after. So hopefully, if you want your dream 911 with all the essential spec items and something that's going to hold value, something that's going to give you the maximum pleasure for your money, it's difficult to beat the 991.2 Carrera 4 GTS, because that in itself is a very rare car, and finding it in a car mine red is incredibly even rarer. So thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Hopefully we see you in future videos, and see you next time. Adios.